Have you ever wondered what is the ultimate goal of true education? Martin Luther King Jr. once said, and I quote, "The goal of true education is intelligence plus character. Education without values, as useful as it may seem, is rather to make a man a more clever devil. A man of knowledge without character is dangerous and dreadful." Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Purposeful Parent Insight Session. My name is Dr. Wale Oni, your parent coach, a father of three amazing grown-up kids. With more than 20 years of real-life parenting experience, I am here to offer you practical tips and strategies that will boost your parenting skill, create love and peace in your families, and provide you with innovative parenting solutions so that you can raise amazing children that you can be proud of amidst all the challenges in our present society. Stay with me in today's episode to the end. Share this link with your family and friends also, and I promise you that you will get tremendous value for your time. Without wasting any time, let's get started with today's episode. Today, we shall be looking at a very, very important subject titled How to Bring Up Children with High Moral Values. How to bring up children with high moral values. If you are a father, a mother, or a guardian, come closer here, because this is meant for you. A great man of wisdom, Theodore Roosevelt, once said, "To educate a person in the mind and not in morals is to educate a menace in the society." Parenting is not just about developing the child intellectually, but character development is even much more important. Unfortunately, many parents pay great attention to intellectual education of their children, growing the mind, spending millions to pay expensive school fees in classy international schools, or pay little or no attention to character education. No wonder we see a lot of children that are out of control, wayward, even though they are coming from good homes, but they are wayward. And that is why we are considering this subject today. Follow me as we dive into these all-important subjects. That is why we find many children of well-to-do personalities in the society involved in drugs, involved in rape, involved in smoking. Some of them are sneaking out of school to go and drink, get drunk in the joints. You'll be wondering, is this the son of so-and-so? Is this the daughter of so-and-so responsible man in the society? It is because much attention has been focused on intellectual education, while the character education is neglected to the background. This imbalance is causing a lot of problems in the society today with the children that we are raising. It was Aristotle that said, education or educating the mind without educating the heart is a wasted education, tantamount to no education at all. Do you know that no one is born promiscuous or drunkard or a rapist or a thief? The ones we see on our street today, they are product of parental failure, born out of failed family system, where character education is neglected to the background. How is it in your family? What emphasis are you placing on moral education in your family? Our school system is not efficient to develop character of a child. Many parents say, I want to take my child to that school is very standard. That school is very, very wonderful. They are paying 1 million tuition fee for one time there. They will help me to build the character of my child. It's not so. Many pay so much. We have seen cases of people that pay millions, and yet you see a child that millions of naira is being paid as tuition fee is involved in drug dealing, is sneaking out to go and drink alcohol, is involved in rape. You wonder, what is it? Let me tell you this bitter truth today. Our school system is not efficient enough to develop character in a child. It is essentially the duty of the parents to develop moral and character of a child. Unfortunately, most parents' attention is majorly paid to academic education from 0 age. Do you know that you can educate your child in morals and character from age 1 to 6? That is the best time. You can best educate your child in morals and character from age 1 to 6. Many of us say, he's still small, living. She's still small, liver. He's still small, living. And the child is growing. That window of opportunity between age 1 and age 6, very crucial, very critical in moral education, in character formation of your child. Don't say it's too small. Don't say it's still young. By the time your child passes that age and moves to age 8, that child cannot easily be educated very well in morals. By the time your child gets to 13, becoming teenager, then you begin to see them manifesting those things that have been built inside of them. It is then that we begin to see power struggle between parents and the teen. Say, I don't know, and I took him to church, I don't know, and I brought him up in this house. Yes, you brought him up in this house. Yes, you took him to church. But have you taken time to build this child in morals, in character, from very early stage? And that's why we're looking at this very, very, very important subject today. By the time your child is 8, you are no longer the most influential person in the life of that child. This is a bitter truth that many parents don't know. By your child turns 8, you are no longer the most influential person in the life of that child. You cannot live raising a child with high moral value to chances. No, you got to be very, very intentional about it. You got to be very, very deliberate about it. You cannot leave it to chances. How do children learn character in early years? This is a question we must ask. Children learn essentially by observation and drawing conclusion. You have to be intentional with it. And most importantly, start early. I repeat that again. Be intentional and start early with your child. Do you know that the role of parents, you as a parent, your role changes as your child grows from age 0 to age 18 when they turn adults. From age 0 to age 2, your role as a parent is a caregiver. You are a caregiver from age 0 to age 2. You are a caregiver. You play the role of a caregiver or a nurturer. From age 3 to age 5, your role, you play the role of a role model or a teacher. From age 6 to age 12, your role changes to becoming a guide to your child. And from age 13, that is the teenage year, when they will no longer want to listen to you again, they will rather listen to their friend and be influenced by the opinion of their friend. Your role changed from that point, from age 13 to age 18, to an advisor or a consultant. Many parents, it's at that point that they realize that, this child is no longer the same person. When they were younger, you are a caregiver. At age 0 to 2, you cannot really do anything. Age 3 to 5, they are still looking at you, you are a role model. But by the time they turn to 13, they begin to manifest. They begin to see themselves also as important, as a decision maker, and they will not want to listen to you. If character have not been built into them in the earlier years, it will be difficult to begin to bend them. Just like you are trying to bend a fish that is already dry. You want to bend that fish when it's already smoked and dry. It's going to be very hard. Very, very hard. As your child grows, your influence continues to diminish over him. This is a bitter truth that many parents don't know at all. As your child grows from age 0 to 2 to 5 to 6 to 8 to 13 and 13 to 18, your influence continues to diminish over that child. By the time your child is 13, the influence of peer groups becomes stronger over him or her than your own. Your relationship or your connection with your child from early years is very, very essential in influencing him or affecting the character of your child. In character development of your child, your connection with your child, your relationship with him, good relationship with your child, very, very important. Research has proven that the stronger the relationship or the connection between a parent and a child, the better the opinions of the peer groups and the media are filtered through the values that child has gotten from home. I think that again, research has proven that the stronger the relationship of a parent and a child, or the connection between the parent and the child, the better the opinions of the peer group and the media and filter through the values that child has gotten from home. How are you building values into your child? How are you building character into your child? I mean, starting from the early years. Many parents don't have strong connection with their children. And that is where the crux of the matter. That is where the real issues are. That is where the real issues are located. That is why there is fighting and power struggle between most parents and their teenagers. When their children turn 13, turn 14, they will begin to struggle and fight. Is it not the same Deborah that I brought up in this house? Is it not the same Sunday? Is it not the same John? Yes, it's the same John. But now John is beginning to see himself at 13 or 14 as a big boy that can take decisions on his own, that will no longer listen to daddy. At such time, your influence is diminishing drastically over that child. If you would have been able to build in character, morals into your child when he was still tender, when he was still malleable before he turned teenager, the kids seem to obey you when they were younger, at age 3, at age 4, at age 5, up to age 10. Daddy said, I'll go and sit down. Yes, sir. Stand up. Yes, sir. And you think they are fine. And you think everything is okay. But the moment they begin to enter into teenage years, having peer group influences and realizing that they too can take decisions, they too have opinion, they are now big boys or big guys, the battle will begin to manifest. Many parents operate through fear and control. You may be shocked to now see your child behaving in another way, because fear and control, they are not sustainable ways of bringing up your child. Creating fear, threatening your child, and controlling by coercion and by force, they are not sustainable tools at all. They will fail. By the time the child gets a bit old, maybe 13, 14, and especially when they have opportunity to escape from your hand, you see them manifesting in a way that you least expect. Many parents have been shocked to their bone when they see their daughter or see their son going to the campus and beginning to manifest in a way they never thought it could be. They have only pretended to be something else while they were with you, because the morals that will control them, the morals that will keep them in the right way, have not been built into them from the early stage. Fear-based parenting will yield bad results. Using threats, using coercion and force control will yield bad results. If that has been the approach that you have been employing in bringing up your children, the time is now for you to change. The time is now for you to begin to build connection with your child right from early stage. This is a skill that must be learned. It's not just thing that just come around. Building connection that your child will value you. Your child will not fear you, but will respect you and honor you. I will not want to hurt you. It's a skill that you have to develop and build that connection, build that bonding, build that relationship with your child right from the early stage. Many parents don't have strong connection with their children. That is why they are fighting, and there's power struggle between most parents and their teenagers. The kid seems to obey them while they are young, but the moment they begin to grow up and especially going to campus, you will see, even in their senior classes, you begin to see influence of their friends is stronger. They will not want to listen to your opinion as the father. They will not want to listen to you as the opinion as the mother. They prefer to go and get ideas from their friends. They prefer to go and get ideas from their friends and suggestions from their friends that they want to follow. Many operate through fear. But you see, fear is not good for you to operate and to bring up your child. The child that will only pretend to obey you while they are still under you. But that rebel inside of them is brooding. The moment they get away from you and they escape, they begin to manifest. Many parents, they have been so disappointed when they maybe go to the campus and see the so far gentle girl at home turning around to be something else. The hyena inside of him, the hyena inside of her coming out. And that is why it is very, very important that you build very, very good connection, very, very good relationship with your child. Relationship trumps control. Attempting to coerce or to control or to build relationship between you and your child with fear, it will fail. Seek to build cordial relationship with your child from early years through puberty ages to the teenage years. The child will trust you. The child will honor you. The child will want to confide in you and will not want to hurt you. The values and the character that you have built into that child from the early stage will help the child. And by the time it goes into the teenage years, he will use those values and character formation to filter the opinions of the peer groups, the opinion of the media that would have otherwise led them astray. Building connection with your child is a skill that you need to learn. It doesn't come naturally. You have to learn to build that skill, connecting with your child. Within us here, we have a particular program that will practically teach you, carry you through how to build connection with your child. It is highly recommended for parents that want to raise children that are responsible, children that will be proud in future. That is a course, building loving connection with your child, that we have with us here. If you have that willingness to build that connection that will sustain the child, that will carry the child through the teenage year, even to the adulthood, behaving well and forming good character is a recommended course for you. And if you are interested in this course to take it, you can send us a message so that you can get more details concerning this course. How can you then influence the character of your child? How can you build character inside your child as they grow up? This is how you can raise your child with moral value. I'm going to give you some steps before we round off this talk today. This is still possible. Some people are saying, our society is so dirty today. Our society is so corrupt today. It is very hard and difficult. Yes, it is hard, but it is not impossible to raise a child with high moral value. Even though there is corruption, even though there is a lot of trouble, even though there are a lot of challenges among youth in our society, it is still possible. It is still possible to raise a child with high moral value. There is a template to follow. There is a blueprint to follow. For this, I'm going to give you 8 steps to raising children with high moral values. 1, consciously build good relationship or connection with your child from early year. This is very fundamental. You've got to build very good connection with your child. It's a skill that you have to learn. One of the most essential parenting skills is building connection with your child. Many parents don't have this skill. And this is one of the reasons why it is difficult to bring up a child with high moral value, especially with the Gen Zers and the Gen Alpha kids that we are raising today. They are essentially digital kids that their own vibes and their own approach, their own challenges and their orientation quite different from the parents' way of looking at things. And therefore, it's like you are speaking English and you want to communicate with somebody in Chinese language. This is going to be trouble. You have to first of all learn the language of that Chinese before you can communicate very well. Our children nowadays are Gen Zers and Gen Alpha kids, and most of our parents who are in the analog, trying to bring up digital kids. There's a need for us to learn how to connect with these children in their own way, in their own world, so that we'll be able to influence them right from their tender age and bring them up so that they become responsible children, responsible teenagers, responsible adults that you can be proud of in future. Number 2, teach them moral competencies. That's what is called moral competencies. This includes honesty, responsibility, service, decency, self-sacrifice, fairness, loyalty, honor, empathy, and duty. No, it is a lot. You have to start teaching your children all this. Teaching these moral competencies, you have to come to their level, and you have to make it very relevant to their level. Teaching them practically one by one as they are very tender, building those things into them: honesty, responsibility, honor, empathy, fairness, building all these moral competencies in them as they are growing from their tender age. And the starting point of this is that you have to create family values, family mission, and family vision. If I may ask you, do you have family values? Is there a mission, a vision in your family? A family must be looked at like a corporate entity, like a business. I say, this is our mission and our vision. You enter into maybe Coca-Cola. Maybe you enter into a big corporate organization, maybe like MTN. They have vision, they have mission for that corporate entity. And our family, we need to look at it like that. We have values, we have mission, and we have vision. And that is the compass. That is what controls. That is what directs the family. Put it at the back of your mind that this family, we must have something that controls us. Like if you enter into GT, you will see that there's an orientation that they give them. There's a way they dress. There's a dress code. There's a way they comport themselves in line with the vision and the mission and the values of that organization. So as a family, you must have family values, family vision, and family mission. And this must be crafted out in black and white, placed conspicuously where your children can see it and read it. And this will control the entire family. Abraham was told in those days, write the vision. You see, it will be written in a way that the children will be able to see it, and boldly written and placed in a way where they can see it. When they go up and down, let your children know what you stand for. What is your value? That is what you stand for in your family. What regulates your life. And it's not just what you put there by mouth. You are living by that. Family values refers to morals and ethical principles that guide the behavior, your decision making, and your relationship with one another in the family. As a family, you can genuinely say that these are our values, such as integrity, excellence, honesty, godliness, knowledge, quality time together. That's just an example of a family value. And when that is articulated and pasted somewhere, and you are responsible, you are a good example to show these children that this is what we stand for. That is your bearing. Have you ever seen somebody that get to the airport and say, I don't even know where I'm going? That person cannot get anywhere. Or maybe you are in Lagos, you want to fly to Abuja. You have to say, okay, I'm taking a flight from Lagos and I'm going to Abuja. That will direct your bearing. You want to know, okay, this is the bearing of this passenger. It's moving from Lagos to Abuja. So the values that you exalt in your family will be the guiding, the guiding point, your compass, your bearing that will be controlling your behaviors and your character, your deeds within the family. Number 3, modeling with responsibility. You must model with responsibility. What do you mean by modeling? Model what you teach. Not that you just say something and you cannot follow that thing. You cannot show it by example. You must be responsible for what you are teaching your children. For instance, now, if a visitor is coming and you tell your child, that Mama Olu that is coming, when he comes around, say, I'm not around, and you are inside your room. Tell her that I'm not around. What are you modeling? Modeling lies. You are at home and you tell your child to tell Mama Olu that is looking for you that you are not around. You are modeling negativity for your child. Be a good example. Be a good model. Your child will observe and look at you, what you are doing, and imitate you. Do you know that children are great imitators? Therefore, give them great things to imitate. Integrity as a family value, you don't tell lies within the family. When integrity is one of your family values, you are here maybe in Lagos, and somebody is calling you on phone. In fact, I'm in Abuja right now as I'm talking to you. Many of us, parents, we do that a lot. And you think your children are not hearing you, they are not observing you, and you come and carry koboko and you don't tell lies. You too, you are telling lies. You are not modeling good example to your child. You will not pay money to take your child to a miracle center. Some of the parents, they do it today. I don't want my child to write white twice. Where is that place that we can just get to and just write white and pass it once? Woo! And they will take the child there and say, how much? You must pay 120,000 if you want your child to pass physics and maths and English, and at it, you must make it at A level. But if you cannot pay 120, if it's 80,000 you want to pay, you make it at C level. Some parents will carry their children to such places and pay for them. You are destroying that child. You are not modeling good things for that child. You are teaching that child fraud. So you must model with good example. Let the child write the exam, let him fail. Let him go back again and rewrite. And eventually, by the time he passes the exam, maybe after the second attempt or third attempt, he will learn how to move from mistake to correction and build it in life. Many children on campuses today, universities and polytechnics, they did not hold their O level, and they are struggling and they cannot cope there. Why? because the mathematics they said they have A1, the English language they said they have maybe B3, or the physics they said they have maybe A2, B2. They did not write the exam themselves. Mercenaries were hired by their parents to write such papers for them, and now today they are calling themselves university undergraduates. Wow. Are you such parents? That is why such children cannot bring up children with moral values, because they are not modeling good examples unto them. If you have respect one for another, as a husband to the wife, as a wife to the husband, your children will look at you and learn modeling from you. You are not just abusing your wife, abusing your husband, and you are talking to yourself anyhow. The children are observing you. You are modeling everything for them to follow. And for them to become children or teenagers or eventually adults with moral values, you have a role to play. Number 4, do not parent based on what you know alone. This is very, very key. Do not parent on what you know alone. Parent from a system of knowledge. Parent from a system of knowledge. You need wisdom to parent. What is wisdom? Wisdom is knowing what others know that you don't know and making use of them to better your life. I come again. What is wisdom? Wisdom is knowing what others know that you don't know yourself and making use of them to better your life. You cannot get knowledge alone. That is why we have books. That is why we have schools. That is why we have seminars. That is why we have conferences. That's why we have various means of learning. Don't just base your parenting on what you know. If you want to base your parenting on what you know in this present age and time, you are bound to fail. Because times and seasons are changing. The children we are raising this time around, they are digital natives with peculiarities that are challenging, that you cannot just depend on how our father and our mother raised us and we turned out to find. Was there internet when your father raised you? Was there any social media like Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat that they can use to twist the head of your child and take him away? Was there such thing when you were raised up? Oh, sit down there and say, our father and our mother, they raised us and they raised us well. When there was no internet, when there was no Facebook, when there was no social media, when there was so many things that are around us today. The sexualized society that we have today that can destroy a child within a very short time. Those things were not there. Everybody was moral. Everybody was taking care, but nobody cares now. You see how children of 18, 15, they are pursuing money now, pursuing wealth, and they want to ride big cars. And you see a girl of 14 or 15 is already doing olosho, sleeping here and there. Such things were not there in those days. That's why you cannot just base your parenting system on what existed before. You must parent based on a system of knowledge. And what you have cannot be sufficient for you. And that is why you must seek after knowledge. Seek knowledge from other sources that can help you and apply them to build your parenting system and raise up your child to become whom you desire him to be. You need books, you need courses, you need seminars, you need consultation, you need searches and asking questions so that you can build up your child at such a challenging time like this with high moral value. Number 5, you have to create an intentional social roadmap for your child. You've got to create an intentional social roadmap for your Gen Zer. The kids we are raising today, they are Gen Zers and Gen Alpha. They are not just kids of those days, they are peculiar. And when we talk about intentional social roadmap, your child cannot grow in your environment alone. You are not sufficient alone to raise your child. Your child will mix with friends. Your child will go to school. Your child will interact with other people. And you need to prepare your child for the social life. You know, many parents today, they keep their child inside. Don't move out. Don't go and play with that person. Will your child grow and be raised and schooled inside your home, inside your room? No, that will not help. I have seen cases of such parents that have kept their children within the compound. Don't go there. Don't move there. Don't go there. Eventually, they are raising zombies. A child will finish university and cannot go to the market to buy things for the house. A child that has finished SS3 cannot cross the road and go around and no. You need to build the social aspect of your life, of the life of your child. The environment where your child grows up matters. What kind of environment have you provided for your child? Your home is too small to raise your child. Don't lock up your child and say, I don't want it to miss. I don't want it. That is a negative approach to raising a child. Your child is a social being, and you must create that room, that freedom for him to relate within the ambit of morals and values. The friends that your child associates with, they matter a lot. Your teenager must be influenced by their peers, either you like it or not. But who are the friends that they are keeping? What are their values? What are their moral standards? What do they believe? What do they accept? So there is a lot to do to raise up a child with high moral value. With the negative influences prevail over your child, or his own positive will counter the negative and still stand. So there's a need to build the strength, the character of your child. Though the negative influences are there, but your child will stand like Rock of Gibraltar and be able to say no to some of those things. But it doesn't come just like that. You've got to do your own job. You've got to create that roadmap for the social life of your Gen Z. Then number 6 now, you need to create a media plan. Hey, you see, the media is a big influence in our world today. That's why I told you that you cannot say, our mother raised us well, our father raised us well. Why can we not raise our children today? The media, the TV, the internet, the social media, different Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and so many of them, they have very strong and powerful influence on our children today. And as a parent, you cannot just gloss over this. You gloss over this, they are powerful tools that can destroy your child. So you must accept, it's a reality in our time that you must accept and do something to prepare your child so that you'll be able to stand up and withstand the pressure, the negative influence of the media that is find around us today. Your child cannot just watch anything on the television. Watching programs that are corrupt, destroying the tender mind of your children, those sensual music videos, those movies that are promoting sensuality and criminality. No, your child cannot watch them. There's a need to build your child and to have a plan for their media, and that has to be from their very tender age. Various adverts that are very sexualized that can corrupt the mind of a younger person. All these things are there for us in our society today. There is nothing we can do. We are here. And as such, we've got to prepare our children. So in the area of media, prepare a media plan, create a media plan that will guide and guide your child so that he will not be corrupted by the media. Many parents today, they use phone as something to make their child busy so that it will not disturb them. What a big error. What a big error. We'll talk about that at another time. You see some parents, they are driving, they carry their iPad, they give to their child at the back seat, and the child is busy with it. Some parents, they are in the church, they give their phone to their child and it's pressed. You are destroying the brain of that child. We'll be talking about that at a later time. That's what is called digital dementia, having serious mental implication on your child. And there's so many things that are happening to your child that you are giving your phone to at a very tender age. Very dangerous and very, very serious damages that you are doing to the brain of that child and to the future of that child. The social media had a lot in our society today affecting our children. As a parent, you cannot just afford to sit and say, it doesn't mean anything. I'll just say, okay, everything will be fine. It's not going to be so. Number 7, teach them self-concept. Teach your child self-concept. What is self-concept? Self-concept is a collection of beliefs about oneself. What do you want your child to believe about himself? Self-concept is a collection of beliefs about oneself. Self-concept answers the question, who am I? How does your child see himself? If somebody ask him, who are you? How will that child answer? You have to start teaching that your child from early so that he will believe in himself. He knows that he carries the grace of God mentally, spiritually, physically, and intellectually. Nobody can just come and bring negative identity and bully on him and begin to cry and will lose balance. No. Teach your self-concept and self-esteem. Self-esteem also refers to a sense of overall personal worth or value. It is a measure. Self-esteem now is a measure of a person's value and how you approve and value yourself or appreciate yourself. Parenting is the most powerful factor that influences a child's self-concept and self-esteem. How are you building the self-esteem, the self-concept of your child? There is a great job for you to do along this line as a parent. And number 8, you've got to have sex conversation with your child. Many of us, we shy away from this. Stop that up. Your child is talking about mommy this. Keep quiet. That's not good. You see, we grew up as kids with fear sold to us around sex. Do not sell fear to your child about sex. Do you know that fear is a non-appropriate tool for teaching a child? Teach your child from a positive and godly perspective. Start early. They talk about, keep quiet. Do you know, if you don't teach your child the positive things at home, he will go out there and learn negative things that will destroy him. So if you have been part of those that say, hey, keep quiet, it's okay about sex. Oh, why you are just saying, keep quiet. You must stop that today. Because whether you like it or not, the volume of information is endless in our society. So you've got to bring your child and teach him positive things about sex. Make your child feel comfortable to ask you any question around sex. Not that I say, mommy, today I feel like this. Keep quiet! Who born your monkey that you're talking like that? That child will never tell you anything again. You only be shocked and discover when you have perpetrated evil. If you have been of that minds of that philosophy before, you've got to change. If you don't teach the right thing at home to your child, you will go outside and learn negative things, because you cannot just keep your child to be empty. No, that system of his knowledge acquisition cannot just stay like that. If you don't fill it with good things, you go out and get it filled with bad things. So fill it with the positive thing. Teach him what is right. Teach him, and this is a big discussion on itself alone, because our society today is highly sexualized. Young children are getting involved in terrible things, and there is the need for parents to do a lot of teaching, a lot of modeling, a lot of education for your child, even from early stage. Don't say, keep quiet. I don't talk about that. Let your child be comfortable to ask you any question around sex. And when you have make them comfortable and easy to discuss that matter, they will find it easy to ask you questions. And when they ask you, answer them. Don't shut them down any longer. Answer them. Give them the answer to what they are looking for. And even if you don't have the proper answer, go and do research and come back to give them the answer that will help them. As we conclude our discussion today, the sorrow and the heartache of many parents that have grown up children that are out of control, that are wayward, is better imagined than experienced. The sorrow and the heartache of having a wayward child is better imagined than experienced. Note that raising a child with high moral value will not just happen. You have to be intentional and determined about it, and you have to start early. Learn the skill that you need to achieve this goal, because it is worth it. Remember, parenting is a journey of learning and adaptation. By approaching parenting with open-mindedness and willingness to learn rather than frustration or fear, you can raise a child with high moral value. Children that you can be proud of in future. I want to appreciate you and thank you for being part of this amazing session today. Share this valuable information with your family and friends. And I will see you once again. Thank you for being part of today's episode. Bye for now.